Have you ever wanted to know how to Billie Eilish? Now, I don't know how you answered that question, but in today's video, if you just follow these 3 easy steps with LANDR Samples, you'll be singing and producing like Billie in no time. No time. No time. Time. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Samples is a service offered by LANDR that gives you access to over 1 million pro-quality sounds, loops, hits, and one-shots selected with the power of AI, which is the same AI that created our good man Prometheus. It's everything you'll need to nourish your ideas and creativity with smart browsing and curated collections, much like this Billie Eilish one right here that we're gonna be using today. That was really weird. To help craft our song that sounds much like the style of Billie and Finneas. With this tool, we'll be able to sync it directly into our DAW so that all of our sounds will be matched up to the BPM that we want, and we can edit the sounds on the fly. Now, all of the sounds on LANDR Samples are royalty-free from today's biggest artists, producers, and labels, and these are constantly updated as new samples and packs are added. If you want to follow along or check out LANDR Samples for yourself as you watch this video, there's going to be a link down in the description to use it, which I highly do recommend as someone who personally used LANDR. But you see, you make good stuff. So let's dive into the video. So step number 1 is producing the music.
This is what she sent me. And then it sounded like this.
Oh, okay, okay. Basically taking these 808 sounds and they're turning them into like distorted kicks and things like that. So kind of going off of what was inspired in their room. There was a rattling speaker, and so they wanted to replicate that, but in a controlled way. We'll go to LANDR Samples, and the cool thing is they have 3 different Billie sample packs that are curated to sound like Billie Eilish. Simple hi-hat.
When I got that pattern like down, I was so pumped.
Go for the simple, minimal approach, yet edgy, then the vocals are gonna kind of bring on, you know, the other aspects of the song. So now let's take a look at these elements that we just studied and apply them to our own musical composition. LANDR Samples has some great features to help you get the best selection of your sounds for your particular song. If we're on the website version of things, we have the selector tool, which matches up different types of sounds with the current sound we have selected so that we have more of a cohesive body of work. If you want to check out further information on how Selector or Creator works, I have videos here which will explain in further detail. We getting. When we finish our beat, we want to go on to step number 2, which is vocal production. How do we achieve the same sound that Billie Eilish gets when she records her vocals? What kind of tactics does she use? Does she stack? Does she pan? Let's find out.
Don't talk about me like how you might know how I feel. Top of the world, but your world isn't real.
She's such an incredible harmonizer. So there's so much kind of chordal information in a song that otherwise really is just like a bass line you know, high notes played in a syncopated pattern. Like,
the beats are very stripped down, very simple, very minimal. What they do to add dynamics, to add more intricacies and notation is in the vocals itself. You want to dial it back on the production side, the music production side of things. The vocals are pretty bare. They do have the basics of like an EQ and maybe a compressor on it. There's not a lot. If you look at his chain, there's literally a channel EQ, compressor, channel EQ. And I mean, this could be before they actually got into the work, but that's all there is.
Can introduce like a frequency range that a voice might sort of otherwise not be able to be capable of. It's fun to sort of artificiate that.
I'm sorry. I don't think I caught your name.
Great example of how to add character to your voice but not overly process it. So he adds that granular sound, that digital sound to the vocal, but it's tastefully done. It's like just when you add salt on fries. Now, using what we learned here, for the sake of time, we'll come up with some gibberish vocals, which is something that I like to do when I'm writing a song. It leaves a little bit less pressure for me to come up with lyrics right there on the spot. Gibberish vocals are very great for song ideas. So whatever I'm singing right here, it's just an idea.
We don't have a choice.
This is another cool thing about LANDR. Like, you can find all these tools in one. You can find tools for sampling, you can find tools for distribution, and you can find tools for mastering your songs under one roof. That's what I really love about companies like that. So check them out. This outro is way too long. I'm gonna leave you on this note, and I hate outros.